Hey, hello everyone. It's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. I have the coolest show for you. It's IK Multimedia. This is one of their studio mics. It's awesome. I mean, awesome. And stand by because we have a star with us, Star Ackerman.
He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hey, hello everyone. It's Don Bain, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live and certainly in color from our Scottsdale, Arizona studio. I must tell everybody, yesterday I had a crazy experience. I was at, I kid you not, the cannabis convention down here in Phoenix, and we did a lot of interviews, and we'll post that footage very shortly. But it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot, and I have a lot of fun stories. But we'll get to that later. I have a great show for you today. I'm very excited about it. We're going to be doing a show with IK Multimedia, and on Skype, patiently waiting for us, we have a young lady who I've known for a while, and I'm very excited that the star is going to be with us. So before we get started, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Gadget Professor Show. Of course, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com, thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. You all know you can follow me at Twitter at Gadget Professor, and last but not least, when you go to our page at www.thegadgetprofessor.com, you want to subscribe to those free show notes. The Gadget Professor is now heard in 172 countries around the world, and I am as amazed at that as you are. So thank you very much for that. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to immediately bring in a young lady who's just a lot of fun to work with. She's really efficient. Anything that I ask her, any questions that I have of her, she answers immediately. If she doesn't know the answer, she makes it up. No, if she doesn't know the answer, she actually finds the answer for me, and she's just a real pleasure to work with. So without any further trepidation, I'm going to introduce Star Ackerman from IK Multimedia. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
That's great. Now, we are in the state of Arizona, and you are in Florida. Is that correct?
Yes, I am in Florida.
Okay. And tell us, what do you do for IK Multimedia? I know you've been with that company for a while, but you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I do public relations and artist relations for IK Multimedia. I've been working with them for 10 years, and I was probably one of the first people in the marketing department.
Really?
So
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so I've played every role up to now being specialized in the position of talking to the media and talking to artists and interfacing with the public and getting people like yourself to help us out and promote.
Well, that's almost an easy job because I must admit that IK Multimedia really is on top of their game to the point where, I'll be honest with you, folks, IK Multimedia has been releasing between 4 and 10 new products a month, and you've been doing that consistently for many, many years, and it just astonishes me, and they're all really cool products.
Yeah, we even had a release today. Amplitude 4 was released. Hundreds of thousands of guitarists use this on a daily basis, and you can't really name a song out there, from rock to hip hop that you like that Amplitude probably isn't already on. So it's a big release for us today, so we're really excited about it.
So Amplitude is your new product?
Oh, it's not a new product. It's been out for quite a while. It was one of the very first guitar and bass amp simulators on the market. And when I say amp simulator, I mean we're taking real gear and turning it into software. So we have names like Fender and Marshall, and obviously you know who Fender is because you're over there in Scottsdale.
And Silvertone.
Yeah, we have pretty much every gear model out there with the brand names to prove it, because our niche in the market has always been taking the greatest gear possible and turning it into software and making it sound almost the same or as close as you can possibly get.
That's really awesome. Now, IK Media has really changed the way I think music is made today, and you're now pioneering, I think, a new revolution in the mobile music industry.
IK Multimedia is the leader in mobile music apps and accessories. We have over 80 apps for iOS alone for music creation, and we were the first ones to solve the latency issue for Android devices as well. So now we are releasing and porting those pro audio applications over to the Android platform as well. So you can get iGrand Piano, you can get iElectric Piano, Amplitube, guitar and bass software. It's all being rolled out slowly now that we have the iRig UA, which is an interface for Android so that it takes away the latency issues. So before now, guitarists and bassists, for the last 5 years, they've been able to do it on, iPhone, iPad,
Sure,
iPod
sure.
Touch.
Everything's been
or
the
Mac and
iOS,
PC.
yes.
Yeah, but because of the fragmentation of the OSs and, the Lollipop, Candy, this, that, the other, Samsung Professional Audio, they were the only ones to actually be able to do it, and that was with the 5 Series. And until we released the iRig UA, which is a $100 guitar and bass interface, it also works with Mac and PC as well. You can plug in your Android and then get your Fender Twin tone and have no latency. And that's a huge step in the market when we're talking over 1 billion Android devices. So IK Multimedia going mobile, we actually led this wave. Steve Jobs, when he showed the iPad to the world in his keynote speech, he had Amplitube on his iPad.
There you go. Many, many years ago, I used to play in a rock and roll band, which is why I'm partially deaf now, I think. But I used to have the old Fender amp, and I had a Silvertone amp, and I fondly remember those items, and it's kind of neat that I can use your products and basically synthesize that sound, recreate that sound, all electronically through my iPad or iPhone. It's unbelievable. If you're in the music space, whether it's a hobby for you people out there or it's a profession, if you don't know about IK Multimedia, then it's a good thing you're watching the show. If you were to take a look at their website, which is ikmultimedia.com, if you look on the site here, you could spend an hour on that site. Really, there are so many products. Do you have any idea how many products you actually have? I don't, but it's a lot.
Let's just say there's something for everyone. So if a whole band wanted to play on stage using just their mobile devices, we have something for everyone.
It's just there's not many companies that can say that.
Yeah. So if you're a drummer, we have it for you. We even have the sounds to trigger that with Sample Tank, and we have the interface, which is an iRig Pro. If you've ever seen any of the Apple iPad commercials, Apple Music commercials, where they're playing with their phones and stuff, there's always an IK Multimedia product in it, whether that's someone tuning their guitar with Amplitube, or they are singing through VocalLive using an iRig mic, or you name it. One of the guys was even playing drums through an iRig Pro, and the triggers were from Sample Tank.
Yeah, it's amazing, the product line, the depth, and also, again, I think you said it correctly. If you're in music, you have a product, something is going to be there for somebody, for everybody. I had received this demo from you for this from this studio microphone. I don't know if you can see that. There you go, Mike. This thing is amazing. I have to be honest. Star sent this to me as a demo model, and folks, I'm using a very expensive Heil professional microphone right here, which is probably one of my favorites. But this is made for the iOS, or actually this will work on anything. But I have this plugged into my iPad, and I have to tell you, I put this on, and I travel a lot, and it's tough bringing this mic. This is really nice. Their packaging is always magical and mystical. It's always very elegant, the IK Multimedia packaging. And their products are very well made. This particular microphone has a light built into it, which actually acts as a VU meter, so you can actually see when it's overdriving, if it's green, if it's blue. What's also nice about the studio mic is that you have an adjustable volume control, a rheostat here for the headset, which plugs in the back of it right there. So, I mean, they think of everything. Now, this I have just recently received this, and the fabrication of this is just elegant. It's really nice, but it can look nice, but does it sound nice? So here's the deal. I'm thinking, wow, what do I want to bring when I'm traveling on the road to do interviews or podcasts? Do I want to bring this thing for about $600 and pack it up and it's heavy? Or do I want to bring this with, they even give you a little bag to put it in. So I'm thinking if this sounds decent, I'm probably going to want to bring this. So I tried it out, and in 10 seconds I said, oh man, bye-bye. I'm going to use this. It's awesome. And then to add to this, because that's what IK Multimedia does, they have this software that you can buy. This is called Mic Room. And as you see here, the name implies Mic Room, and that's what it is. So there's the microphone, and you basically can record into the microphone using this. It will pass through, but there's volume controls here. And what's neat about this is if you drop down, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you'll see here, there you go, Mike. Can you focus that just a little bit? Close enough. You can see that I can choose from a variety of microphones. So if I want to go to a ribbon microphone because I'm doing a particular broadcast, I click it and you'll notice that the picture has changed instantly. And that's the microphone that I'm using. And again, it adjusts the curve from this microphone electronically, because that's what IK Multimedia does, to match the microphone that I want, and from there I can go to GarageBand or whatever it is. So the functionality of that for me as a broadcaster is unbelievable, because I am frequently in places where it's wicked noisy and I need a particular type of microphone. This particular microphone, the Heil, is very directional. So if I move to the left, it's not going to sound as good. It's directional. When you're in a conference room situation or doing a recording, you have to pay attention to that. The microphone that IK Multimedia makes, the studio mic, is small, portable, well-made, and it's awesome, and the sound of it's awesome. But when you couple that with the ability to choose, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 different mics, name brand mics, and basically emulate that sound all on my iPad, you got to be kidding me. So the portability of your products really makes sense to me, and it's just a perfect fit, not to mention your price points, which everything that you sell, honestly, I feel is reasonably priced.
Yeah, $7.99 for a full studio, or 20 microphones. Just one of the microphones, the Neumann U87 that you have there, how much did it cost?
This one was about $700.
Yeah, so $7.99.
Yeah. And I can't bring it with me easily. This I can. So, it's really opened up a whole new world just for me. So, what I like to tell people about IK Multimedia is that if you're not in the recording business and you're not in the music business, like, why am I watching this show? I got to tell you, and this is a personal thing, but, everybody has a grandma, a mother, a father, sister, a brother, and I think it's a great idea using their products, the IK Multimedia products, to basically record interviews with your parents, your grandparents, friends, whatever. And it's just a great keepsake. And God forbid something should happen to them, you're going to have a high-quality production that will live on forever, and the great-grandkids could see their great-grandma if they never met her. And it's kind of nice, and I think that's a whole nother utilization for your products, because they're so economically affordable and they work so well. I just think it's a really cool thing to do.
I wanted to mention that we just came out with another product for broadcasters called the iRig Mic Lav, which is a lavalier mic system, which the market has been crying for at least 2 years now. Every time I go to a show, and people, ever since we released the iRig mic, they were like, when are you going to come out with a lavalier mic? We need a lavalier mic. And I'm like, well, man, we just came out with the one that plugs into your phone. Aren't you happy with that? I mean, that
Right.
never came out before. So, no,
Well-
but the iRig Mic Lav is a very inexpensive mic. It just came out last week. That, along with our new dual interface, all platform called the iRig Pro Duo, which allows 2 XLR inputs, 2 1/4-inch inputs, and 2 MIDI inputs, and is a great sounding, has high analog to digital conversion, and is really the answer for the professional like you who doesn't want to maybe, or who, if you want to take your Neumann with you, say, and you don't want to switch over to the iRig Mic Studio and use the mic room, but you really want to take your Neumann with you to the next show, then you have that, you'll still have a high quality pro interface to use, which is the iRig Pro Duo.
Great.
And then you can hook up two microphones to it and still be able to have all the stuff that you need.
Now, your new Duo pack of microphones, it's obviously 2 microphones. What do you know what the price point of that is?
Well, you're talking about iRig Mic Duo, or you're talking
Yes.
about iRig Mic Lav?
No, the Duo.
The Duo is going to be $200.
So the Duo's $200. Again, very affordable, getting 2 mics. The beauty of that is if you have your iPhone, you'll work on the Android too, I'm assuming, this one.
Yes, it'll work on Android, it'll work on Mac and PC, and it'll work on iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Now, it's not 2 microphones, it's just the inputs for your microphones. So it's
the
an
mixing
interface.
part.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yes, it's like a very small
Mixer.
interface. Well,
Right.
it's dual channel. Like you would have to go through another, what you would be calling a mixer. This is the direct interface that goes from your phone or your computer to the microphone.
Now, for the beginners, I know that I've used this quite often. This is the iRig Field. And this is a great little device. It just hooks into your iPad, your iPhone, whatever. And again, it has the headset built in on the side, the jack, the volume control. What a great piece of machinery this is. And also you're able to just very easily change the positioning of it.
The iRig Mic Field is pretty awesome. It's the first stereo field mic that just fits into your Lightning connected devices. So once you have it plugged in, if you have this setup, you can just do interviews, and just set it and forget it. So this is, the iRig Mic Field, your iOS device, your Lightning connected device. And then I'm also showing the iClip Grip,
Right.
which is, a monopod, a tripod, and a selfie stick. So, and you can also take this apart and use, whatever camera you want.
Right.
But with the iRig Mic Field, just what we were discussing, it's very high quality, supports 24-bit, 24-bit analog to digital conversion at 48 kilohertz. And it's a really great sounding microphone. It's very small, and it retails for less than $100.
And very well made, I might add. Well, Star, I want to thank you so much for spending part of your day with the Gadget Professor. We appreciate it. And I think we talked about doing some live stuff with you at CES so we can actually show the folks here who watch the Gadget Professor show what your stuff looks like in action. And that's so much fun to go to your booth because it's just a fun thing. There's just so much going on. So that will be in a couple months, and I look forward to seeing you again there at CES.
I'm looking forward to it too. Honestly, the CES shows for us are great because we have all of our gear set up. So if you play piano, you can play on the iRig keys and use Sample Tank, or if you're a DJ, you can sit there with your iRig Mix
It's
and
fun.
use DJ Rig. It's a lot of fun. I mean, there's something for everyone. Just like I'll go through microphones and go down the line with people. I'm like, okay, here's the iRig Mic Field, here's the iRig Mic Studio, here's the iRig,
Right.
and they get to try out each one, and by the end they're like, can I please give you my card? Can we please talk?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, definitely. That's what we're here for.
Right.
So.
It's great. Well, it's nice to have a job where you can have fun and learn things at the same time. So, Star, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. And I'm going to sign off for Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. We'll see everybody next Thursday night. Thanks so much for tuning in.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Bain, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.